Hey everybody, welcome back to the wrestling podcast thingy. So we were supposed to do last night, but I had Moderna Saturday night and it fucked me up and I could not cover Impact. So tonight we are going to cover Raw and then last night's Impact pay-per-view. Andrew Lee, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I know I'm ready because I already got a feeling of diarrhea building in my stomach. So usually right after we do this, I gotta fucking go. I am ready.
Dude, you know what's crazy? WWE had another quarter of like insane profits according to Variety, and Raw has been basically unwatchable for the first quarter of 2020.
And the ratings since WrestleMania have been not like what they used to be, but it's not dipping.
I don't understand. I just this show in particular is fucking brutal.
Yeah, this is probably the worst wrestling show I'm watching right now. We're watching. Anybody's watching, really. Yeah. We are going to start off with a tag team match on Raw. It is Mace and T-Bar, or who are no longer in Retribution. And if you go by his Twitter name, it is Trans Rights, Black Lives Matters R. That's his name, dude. His name is Trans Rights, Black Lives Matters R.
Okay, great.
What a fucking loser. Okay, so Trans Rights and Mace, they cut a promo before the match begins, and then they show Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre in the backstage area right before the entrance, and they're arguing about like what happened. Oh, like you didn't like it when I helped you last week, Drew. All right, then forget it. I don't want you to come out. So it's supposed to be a tag team match, but Braun gets in the ring and he tells the ref, no, make it a 2-on-1. I'm going to beat both these guys up. And they start wrestling, and then Braun can't beat them up. Right? So the ref stops the match. I was like, what the fuck is going on? She couldn't beat them up, so the ref just stopped it. He was like, dude, these guys are kicking your ass. Stop the match. Drew comes in and makes a save. And we're going to go to our second official match, which is now Trans Rights and Mace versus Braun Strowman and Drew in an actual tag team match. So Braun Strowman's about to do his Strowman Express, like running around the ring. They took away the choo-choo sounds, which I was actually a little disappointed because if you're gonna have a shitty show, just go all the way. Just fucking go all the way. Just do everything. Just put the choo-choo sounds.
It doesn't matter. You keep having record profits, so it doesn't fucking matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter. If you're gonna keep like things like the doves coming out of fucking Matt Riddle's feet, still, why are you taking away the choo-choo sounds? They took away the choo-choo sounds, and right when he's about to run, the fucking newest fucking commentary Mort, Adnan Verk, he goes, "You gotta get a bigger boat." And Corey Graves goes, I don't know where you're from, but I don't know why you would need a boat for like a train track. This guy is such a mark. He's such a fucking loser.
He's not a mark. He doesn't even know what's going. He doesn't even know, like, a mark would be someone who's into the business.
No, not a mark. A mort. He's a mort.
Okay.
A mort. M-O-R-T. He's a mort. Mm-hmm. Is it? No, not mort. Mork. Is it mork? Okay, what is that? Remember, do you ever read Wizard magazine?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, no.
Do you remember they used to have like a Mort of the month, which was like the fucking loser? Like he's a fucking loser character. This guy will never be fucking anything. And they would just like, I can't believe like they shit on this character.
I mean, look, I'll give him this, and I think a lot of people don't seem to understand. It is if you only call serious sports and you don't watch wrestling, I mean, you never watch wrestling, it is incredibly hard to call some of this insanely stupid shit that I think the people writing it don't even know what it all means. I mean, people constantly act in and out of character within seconds of each other. Like the Alexa Bliss thing, I don't even think they know what it's about. So like, and like he just doesn't know. Like we know, like we watch some of this dumb shit. Oh yeah, this is like what happened in 2004. What, you know what I mean? Like just offhand, we just know. But to be fair, he just is thrown. Also, this is the worst era of Raw, even with the other commentary team.
Yes.
So, like, I'll give you that he sucks, but I'm not going to be like, this guy should kill himself. Because,
well, dude, I never said he should kill himself, but I think
that's what the internet said. But basically, dude, it's like, imagine like you never watched wrestling and they shoved you onto the show and said, explain it.
Okay, well, I got a couple of takes on this. Okay, number one, if you don't know this fucking job, don't fucking apply for the job. And if you're gonna apply for a job that you don't know what you don't know what you're
I don't
fucking
think he
doing.
applied. Is Nick Khan reached out to him?
Yeah, and you say, dude, I don't fucking know how to do this shit.
I know, but I think Nick Khan offered him a ton.
And if you are going to take the fucking job, you know what you do, and you don't know shit about it, you fucking put in the legwork. Did you ever watch this movie called Erin Brockovich, where this lady who's not a lawyer just jumped head first into fucking into being a lawyer, and she was like, I don't know shit, and you know what she did? She's like, I'm gonna do the fucking legwork.
Yeah, but that's something important. This doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, he's got to do this fucking legwork. If he's not, he's fair game. Everyone
well, I think I would give him like 2 more weeks before we could say kill yourself.
Here's number 3 too. You don't need to know wrestling to know that boats don't apply to trains. All right. I know. It's called the Strowman Express. When he comes out on the Titantron, they show like a fucking train thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing about a boat in this thing at all. I don't know where you got to get a bigger boat. I don't know why he decided to say that. That's just dumb. To
be honest, I was so bored with the match.
That's bad commentary, regardless of what's good.
I didn't really hear him say that. So I know he said it, but like I didn't really.
Well, and actually, you know what? There's no point even arguing about this because this stupid ass match ends in a fucking count out where both Braun and Drew, they have some kind of fucking shenanigans in the end outside, and they miss getting back into the ring. So trans rights and Mace wins, which Braun Strowman gets mad about. So after the match, he fucking power slams Drew McIntyre, which Dork decides to call running power slam when there was no running involved at all. That's once again, like, I understand he doesn't know wrestling, but like the guy picked him up and threw him and he goes running power slam. Like, where was
but
the
you know,
running?
like also you have to here's another thing you have to put in consideration. Okay, so Tony Schiavone, there was a story about Tony Schiavone, right? I was listening to Tony Schiavone on his podcast, which I started finally. And Conrad Thompson's like, Kevin Nash came out dressed like Sting. Everyone knew it wasn't Sting. You said that's Sting. And he goes, why did you say that? He goes, because they told me to say it. If they tell me to say, my job is to say what they tell me to say. If they tell me Hulk Hogan is an alien from outer space, I have to say that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. He's like, what am I supposed to say? That's not fucking Sting. What is this dumb shit? This shit's awful. So you don't know what they're saying in his ear to say. Like,
that's true. There is a possibility Vince Jr. was like, say you got to get a bigger ball.
Oh, say running power slam. Say running power slam. Yeah.
Something like that. You're right. That's possible. This guy. Yeah,
so like a lot of times, like Tony Schiavone was like, yeah, there's a lot of times I did it. I like this shit is stupid or this shit's. But I have to just say, hey, you know, tell him that's Sting.
See, I think that applies to Michael Cole.
Yeah.
See, like Michael Cole, a lot of people shit on him, but I'm like, dude, you guys probably do realize like more than half the shit he's saying, he's told to say it, you know? And
he can't just be like, oh, I'm sorry, this is stupid.
Yeah. He has to say other things about like, he just loves to have fun or whatever. He has to say all those things, but
so they could be like screaming things in this guy's ear, and he might be hearing like 3 or 4 different things at once. So he's like, I gotta say something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's got to get a bigger boat. I'll tell you that.
Maybe Kevin Dunn was like, just say he's got to get a bigger boat.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, this guy stinks though. I can't. I think this guy's one of the worst commentators. He's like Mike Adamle level with that.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Tom Phillips should be brought back.
Yeah, Tom Phillips.
You know what? They should almost switch roles until this Adon Bank is more ready. Aiden should be on 205 Live.
Yes. Yeah, you know what they should. Yeah, that's what they should do. Is like, we want you to be our main commentator, and what we're gonna do is we want you to start working with this guy, Vic Joseph, or Nigel McGuinness on 205 Live, and he's gonna
do main event.
Yeah, and what he's gonna do is we're gonna build your ass up. We're gonna pair you up with the best fucking people. They're gonna give you great pointers. Just follow their lead, and then soon you'll be fucking.
Because you can also tell this was a very last second decision because fucking WrestleMania had the old Raw team, and all of a sudden this guy came out of nowhere.
I bet this Nick O'Con guy does ultimately what's gonna happen is one day this guy's gonna get fired too. Like he's gonna try to make these sweeping changes, but I feel
if,
like it's not going to work.
If right now his sweeping changes are getting the money. So as long as he brings in money, it doesn't really matter.
He's only done one sweeping change that's made him money, which is get him on the Peacock,
and that's $1 billion.
Is brilliant. It's brilliant. That's going to hold him for a whole year.
That's $1 billion year.
But I'm going to say
he's working on more deals like that.
No, I know, but what I'm going to say is I think ultimately it's not going to work.
I think if Nick Khan goes make Hornswoggle the champ, that's not going to get him fired as long as there's $1 billion deals. I tell you, as long as they keep getting money from people. This is the thing I think Nick Khan.
No, of course, as long as they keep making money.
This is the thing I think Nick Khan is working on, and I think this is smart. Nick Khan is not selling people on WWE today. He's not going into boardrooms and being like, "Look how awesome Mandy Rose is." You know what I mean? He's going there selling these executives on the 80s and the 90s. He's selling them on The Undertaker, Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Roddy Piper. A perfect example is the A&E biographies. Everyone is watching those, dude. Everyone is watching those biographies. People that don't watch wrestling anymore are watching those biographies. And they're watching the Treasure Hunt show. And that's another deal that I think that's what he's doing. He's selling people on the nostalgia, like Disney World.
Yeah, no, and okay. Like I said, I think ultimately something's not going to work. I feel it. I feel like
but
it's not going to work.
I think if you make your company $1 billion deal, it's going to take a lot to get rid of you. It took 15 years to get rid of Mark Carano. So
yeah, that's probably true. We'll see what happens. So after commercial break, Drew McIntyre talks to Adam Pearce. He's like, "I want Braun in a match tonight." He's like, all right. Then we're gonna go to Miz TV in the ring.
Can I just get my statement on this match? I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't even realize. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay. This is what I would say. If you're gonna make your two top baby faces, which I assume they're the two top baby faces of this awful show, if you're gonna make them look that fucking stupid, then just give Retribution the win. These guys look so fucking dumb, but then at the end of the day, Retribution didn't even get the win. Just let Retribution get the win, so maybe you can do something with them.
Oh, for those of you guys who don't watch at all, last week they unmasked Trans Rights and Mace. Mm-hmm. So now they come out with just slight face paint.
They look like Road Warrior makeup. Yeah.
They look like shitty Road Warriors.
Yeah. What I'm saying is just give these guys the win. If Braun Strowman and Drew are gonna hit each other during the match or whatever, just have fucking T-Bar pin Drew, a roll up or something. Just give them a win so they look somewhat okay.
Here's another thing. I know that they did this whole bullshit where they start off with a handicap match and then the ref stops it and then we come back from commercial break and the tag team. I know they did this to stretch time. Yeah. And because they're probably low on talent. But here's the thing. Don't do that either. Just do one fucking long tag team match. Just start the whole thing as a tag team.
I know. I know. Well, I know.
This whole
but
segment.
I'm just saying, Braun looked like an idiot. Then Drew came out. Then they looked like an idiot together. Then Drew looked like an idiot. If you're gonna make these guys look this fucking pathetic, just have fucking T-Bar pin one of them.
They all look like idiots, to be honest.
Well, yeah, because that's the thing. T-Bar and the other guy look like idiots at the end too. It's at least let them look somewhat intelligent. They don't have to look. You don't have to have T-Bar destroy these two guys, but at least let them get a pin.
Yeah, this was a terrible opener, but here's the thing: it's not even the worst part of the show. It's not. They
had Chris Benoit losing to La Resistance when he was the champ. I mean, these guys Drew could get a quick roll up or something. It's not the end of the world.
All right, so Miz TV, and then they have Elias and Jackson Riker in the ring. Now, here's the thing with Jackson Riker. I know people are like, "Oh, it's so fucking unfair that this guy gets to keep his job, but the other two are fired, even though this is the guy who fucking caused their team to be broken up to begin with." Here's the thing. WWE does not give a shit about any morals. They do not. There's so many people Velveteen Dream is just that alone right there proves that they don't give a shit about any morals. You take the morals out of it, and you look at all three guys of Forgotten Sons. This is the best guy out of all three of them.
Yes, that's what I said a year ago, but he still sucks.
Yeah, but so if you were going to keep any one of them, it would be this guy, Jackson Riker. So that's what it is. They do mention, Miz mentions how Bad Bunny sold out his 2022 tour. Good for him. And they were like, in honor of him, or we're gonna do our own concert. They sing for a little bit, and then the lights go out, comes back in, it's Damian Priest and New Day, and then they start throwing fucking tomatoes at the fucking heels in the ring, and fucking Mort fucking goes, "Oh, it's Rotten Tomatoes," and they're clearly not Rotten Tomatoes. I was like, once again, I'm just like, this guy's such a fucking idiot. I fucking can't stand this guy. And this is one though, I will admit, I bet you they told him this.
Yes, because Rotten Tomatoes is a website.
Yeah, and he has to mention Rotten Tomatoes. It's just like, first, like, I was just like, because the Oscars were last night, so you gotta mention Rotten Tomatoes, and they're throwing it's just fucking stupid. So we're gonna, anything you want to add about the segment?
This was horrible. They have ruined Damian Priest. Bad Bunny set him up very nicely. They've spent weeks ruining him. This is horrible.
Fucking dumb. We're gonna go to match number 3: Damian Priest and New Day versus Elias, Jackson Riker, and Miz. John Morrison is standing ringside. This is a very long match, but it's actually a good match. I liked it. What ends up happening is Xavier Woods hits the inside cradle and Jackson Riker for the win. I actually didn't think this was a bad match. It's all right. It's a good TV match.
It was okay. I didn't love it or hate it. It was okay.
Yeah, everybody was getting.
What happened to AJ and Almost? Did they fucking die?
This is the 3rd week they haven't been on TV.
They didn't even mention them.
No, they don't even mention them. So yeah, those of you, this is the 3rd Monday since WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, do you think Almost like got injured and they don't want to tell us?
From WrestleMania, probably. That's possible.
That's possible. Maybe that happened, and they're like, they don't want to say Almost got injured because he's supposed to be like this invincible monster. So maybe they're like, oh, let's give him a few weeks and he'll just come back. Because they haven't even mentioned that match.
See, this is where I think somebody like some of the fucking internet wrestling reporters, journalists will probably just jump the gun and say, he has COVID, that's why he's not here, or something like, or whatever. Here's the thing, nobody knows. Well,
if it was COVID, why was he not on the night after WrestleMania? And if he did have COVID the night after WrestleMania, he would already be better now, unless he's fucking dying of it, unless one of them's dying in a respiration.
Or he started showing symptoms the next night. That's possible too. Or he could have started showing
if he shows symptoms now, it's a 10-day mandatory quarantine. It's no longer 14, so he would be better already.
Unless he's not getting better.
I think it's I don't think it's COVID. I think that Almost this is just me guessing, because they're not even mentioning. They're not even trying to like keep these characters going. After they like gave a huge push to this fucking guy. I think he got injured. And I think they're afraid if they say that he's injured, it's gonna ruin his monster aura, and the internet's gonna turn on him. This fucking guy is injury prone. And remember, they just fired Samoa Joe with the excuse that he was injury prone. So I think they're like gonna wait and see if he's gonna get better.
Did they really say that about Samoa Joe as the reason why they got rid of him?
That's some of the rumors that they wanted him to, I think the rumor is they wanted him to just be a commentator and like basically behind the scenes. And he was like, no, I want to wrestle. And they were like, get out of here.
All right, well, Sonya Deville is walking to an exit the door, and she lets in Charlotte Flair, who's suspended because she beat the shit out of a referee last week. And at the start of the 2nd hour, Sonya Deville and Charlotte are in the ring, and they're standing in the ring with referee Eddie Orengo. Now, this is the first time in, I think, a very long time where I think they actually acknowledge a referee by name, like full name, right? Because they normally don't do that. They stopped referring to referees by their name after, Junior had a fucking brain fart. But they're mentioning Eddie Orengo, and Charlotte Flair apologized to him for beating him up. She paid the $100,000 fine, and then she goes, Eddie, you admitted that you were wrong, so why don't you apologize to me? So Charlotte's playing a heel, and Charlotte's got a match later tonight, and Sonya Deville goes, Eddie is going to be your referee. And then they come to the back, and Adam Pearce is there, and he's like, you weren't going to tell me about this, Sonya? And Sonya was like, I was gonna tell you I couldn't find you. And he goes, yeah, I would have believed you. He's like, I don't believe you. So they're playing up this whole thing of now they're remember that last Friday? Obviously, we didn't post this video, but
no, we posted the audio. I posted the audio.
Oh, you did? Okay. So on SmackDown, they look like Sonya Deville and Adam Pearce were on the same page again, right? But now they're no longer on the same page. What did you think about this whole shenanigans with the fucking Sonya and Charlotte and the Eddie Orengo?
First of all, Charlotte looks so different from even January, bro. It's like so fucking obvious.
Oh, dude. There's no way she had one thing done. Right?
Yeah. It's like
you only have one thing done. My ass.
She looks so different from January even. It's like fucking wild.
If you ever see a picture of her when she's first starting wrestling to now, it looks like two different women.
The other thing with her,
she makes these weird faces I don't like.
No, I liked her. I liked her interaction with the ref. I was like, I don't know. I kind of feel like if she had a feud with the ref, that would be interesting. But like, she's just this. It's just always like she's great in the ring, right? She's really awesome in the ring. But I just feel like she needs a manager to talk for her. Like I don't think I'm so tired of her talking because it's always just the same fucking thing over and over again.
Is this a couple of things? No, I'm just asking questions. I don't know anything. I'm just asking a couple of questions. Do you think this Eddie Orengo thing is a one-time thing, or they're gonna keep bringing him in and doing this thing with the Charlotte?
I would because I mean, why not?
Like all over him, right?
I would have her and him. I would have her keep baiting him until he does something. Only because, like, I mean, what's your storyline? I'm the best. I'm the best. That's your fucking storyline for 5 years now. So maybe like her fucking with this guy till he snaps. That'd be kind of interesting.
Do you think if they're gonna keep doing this thing, do you think there's a specific reason why they picked the Hispanic referee for this role?
Maybe he knows how to wrestle. I don't know. But here's the other thing too. I part of me thinks they are, but then another part of me is like, they're not that creative, and they're going to go right back to her and keep screaming that she's the best.
Do you think this is in any ways they're trying to take a little petty jab at Andrade in any sense?
No. No, I think, I kind of thought they kind of like didn't give a shit about Charlotte anymore when she wasn't at WrestleMania. Then now I'm like, seeing what she looks like, I'm like, oh, she really did go away and have some surgery. So I think she's still the apple of Vince's eyes. It's just that she had that surgery.
I don't think if they were doing this to fucking as a jab at Andrade, I don't think it would be to shit on Charlotte. It would be to shit on him.
Yeah.
Saying you're always this guy who's her bitch, in a way.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Eddie Orengo was completely Charlotte's bitch tonight.
Yes. But I kind of thought that was an interesting thing. You've never had a woman bully a guy. And like, you've had men bully women, like a Macho Man and Elizabeth, but you've never had like a woman with a male valet who she's just bitching out the whole time. We've never seen that.
I feel like I've seen that somewhere. Not to a referee.
No, but I mean, like, where's a woman who's had a man be her complete bitch? Like Macho Man Elizabeth or Nydia Jamie Noble.
What's his fucking name? The guy with no chin, James Ellsworth and Carmella.
Yeah, but Carmella like gave up, like kissed him sometimes. Wasn't she into him?
No, I don't think so, dude.
I think they were into each other.
No, I don't think she was ever into him.
But she was teasing him. This Charlotte thing with him, I don't know. We're reading too much into this.
We're reading way too much into it. You're right.
They're not going to ever bring it up. It would be interesting if they did. They're not. They're just...
Yeah. I thought it was like, I don't know. It's kind of like, I wonder if it's a jab. Because it's this fucking petty company. So you guys, never know. Adam Pearce is in the back. He's on the phone complaining about Sonya. Then Braun comes in and goes, hey, how about if I win, I'll take the one-on-one match with Drew McIntyre. But if I win, put me in a fucking triple threat against Lashley and Drew at WrestleMania Backlash. He's like, yeah, you got it, bro. Then Sheamus is in the ring. And wait, anything you want to add about any of that shitty promo stuff?
It's just Braun Strowman. Oh god. Anyway.
Yeah. Sheamus is in the ring in his fucking ruffian gear, which I fucking love. And they show a replay of last week when he beat the shit out of Humberto Carrillo, and he's just like, yeah, man, that's the open challenge. Anybody wants to come in. Humberto Carrillo comes down again. Sheamus sucker punches him. They start fighting, but Humberto Carrillo gets the upper hand. So Sheamus looks pissed, and this is probably going to be a feud that's starting to build. I actually didn't mind this. And I like this
segment. I like the fact that they finally let I was like, you know what the thing? I'm like, they're constantly just making the good guys on Raw and SmackDown. They constantly just make the good guys look like fucking idiots.
Yes.
And finally, a good guy showed a little bit of fucking brains in Humberto Carrillo. Finally, that's what we want to see. You don't want to watch just to see the good guy just get outwitted and obliterated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this for two reasons. Number one, actually three reasons. Like you said, it didn't make him look like an idiot. Number two, I am actually interested in these two guys wrestling. I think it would be a nice change of pace because I'm sick and tired of seeing the same goddamn match over and over again. And three, this is the second week in a row we've seen Sheamus not in his traditional wrestling gear. I hope this ruffian look is how he wrestles now. I like the way it looks.
We'll see. Who knows?
Yeah. Because last week he did the same thing. He was wearing that and he just beat the shit out of him. I'm like, just keep him in this gear. Don't fucking put him in these little panties. MVP and Bobby Lashley are getting interviewed. They're like, we're not scared of anybody. And then Rhea Ripley starts talking about Charlotte, and she doesn't care about that. She's worried about her six-women match. Lashley's in the ring, and he cuts a promo on Drew and Braun Strowman. Anything about any of these promos?
No, they were all terrible.
They're all terrible. But next one is not so terrible. Matt Riddle, he's getting interviewed because he beat Randy Orton last week and actually was a fun match. I watched it. It was actually a pretty good match. As he's talking about it, Randy Orton comes in. And Randy Orton goes, we have nothing in common. Matt Riddle goes, we're both from Earth.
He goes, I don't know what planet you're from. I'm from planet Earth.
Yeah, Randy Orton goes, what planet are you from? And he goes, I'm from Earth. And then Orton's like, shut up. Right? That was the best line of shut up. It was just like, shut up. And then he goes, we have nothing in common. He goes, we're both from Earth. Dude, I know we've been shitting on Riddle.
No, dude, this segment was the best segment of the night. I think they figured it out. The only way Riddle was gonna work was they need to put him with somebody who just is super straight. We need the super straight man with this fucking goofy. Because when you were putting him with like Keith Lee, they would not acknowledge his stupidity. Well, even Sheamus, he'd say something stupid and Sheamus would just and kick him repeatedly. It's just
yeah. But you need someone like Orton to just be like, shut up, dude, right?
Yeah.
And Orton has a good sense of he knows when to put the pauses so this guy can fucking just, I don't know, get it in. And they're gonna tag up, and
this was the best segment involving these two in probably about a year.
Probably since Matt Riddle got on Raw.
Since Matt Riddle got on the main roster, not even Raw. Since the fucking cage match with Timothy Thatcher, that I thought was a great match last summer. And this was Randy Orton's best segment, I think, since the time he fought Christian on Raw. I don't know. It's just finally
been a very long time. Yeah,
dude, they fucking found something that these two are good at. And I thought, and to this show's credit, they had Corey Graves keep saying it. I thought they're gonna get in the ring and Randy Orton's gonna beat the shit out of him. But they don't go that road, which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, they're gonna be called RK Bro, okay, which I think is also kind of clever. Then we get Nia Jax, and she's just I've shitted on Nia Jax saying how I think she is like the worst fucking wrestler, she is starting to turn for me. It's not because of her in-ring work. It's just like what she fucking says. She's actually sounds like one of the smartest people on the show. She starts shitting on Charlotte. She goes, Charlotte just comes in and gets a title shot. What the fuck is that? You know, she's like, And then Mandy Rose and fucking Dana Brooke, she shits all over them. I'm just like, whatever. I don't care about any of these people. And then Shayna goes like, yo, we don't need the Somalian here anymore, right? And she's like, no, we need Reggie. And Shayna leaves. And then she gets a whole bunch of flowers. And she's like, oh, did you get this for me, Reggie? And he's like, no, I didn't get you the flowers. And it's Angel Garza. Angel Garza kisses her hand. And she's like, ooh, smitten by. Then they start walking. And then they see Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. And she just goes, put these in water, bitch. And she throws the fucking flowers in Mandy Rose's face. That shit was very funny to me. I fucking love it.
That was good. So what does Angel Garza do? He just shows up to Raw and like tries to hit on every woman that works there.
Yeah, but that's
like
what
he doesn't ever do anything anymore.
What?
He doesn't do anything anymore.
No, but he's the Lothario. That's all he does.
He doesn't even wrestle. He's just like, hello. Like I wonder, like, no, this like imagine like wrestling was real. It'd be like, what do you do for a living? I'm a wrestler. Oh, do you wrestle? No. I just go backstage on that roses. I still have a job.
No, you know what? It's like he tells his friends. Like, imagine he meets someone like, I'm sure Angel Garza has a wife. And his wife's like, I met some neighbors. We're going to have a dinner party. And they're like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a wrestler. Oh, do you wrestle? No, I just give roses to people. Like, they're like, what do you mean? Like, well, one time I gave one rose to this girl. But this other time, I gave her 3 roses.
I gave a bunch of roses to the girl from The Bachelor.
Yeah. Remember that? You know what I like about his character, though? He doesn't ever get any of these women. No, he doesn't get a single one. He doesn't get. You got to
give him at least one woman.
I actually like that he doesn't get anybody.
He should get Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, he stinks at his job, but I'm actually glad he's on the show because it's if this is all he's doing, just giving somebody a rose. At least he doesn't look like an idiot. You know, and he's on the show. I'm like, whatever, it's fine. Nia Jax was very funny. This is like the 3rd or 2nd funny line that it's making me fucking laugh when she was saying it. She said something funny to Lana once, and then the whole thing with the my hole was really funny. So,
my hole.
Didn't she say something to when they showed up on NXT? Didn't she say something really funny there too?
She did. I can't remember. Give me one.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Hebrew. So he was just talking about how much Nia Jax greatest wrestler the whole time. What else you have to say?
Yeah, no, I thought that was a really funny line. Then we get Braun Strowman. He's lifting weights or whatever. He's training, stretching, and then MVP approaches him. They start talking. Dude, I was so bored by this show. I don't even know what they were talking about. What were they talking about?
Which guys were this again?
Braun Strowman and MVP. What are they talking about?
It was just about like the match. I don't know. I could care less. Dude, I gotta admit, they've ruined Bobby Lashley and MVP. They've made them so fucking boring.
Yeah, they should have never got rid of the Hurt Business.
No, it was just fucking atrocious what's been going on.
Yeah. We're gonna go to match number 4. It's RK Bro, Matt Riddle and Randy Orton versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Oh, and yes, Matt Riddle still has his doves. And there is a cool spot where Cedric just dives off the top ropes and he dives right into a RKO, and then Randy Orton hits a draping DDT on Shelton Benjamin, and then Matt Riddle hits the floating bro for the RK Bro to win. Mm-hmm. That was all right match.
It was all right match. I kept the one thing about it, I kept waiting for Randy to turn.
Yeah,
he didn't, so that makes it interesting because now I'm like, well, where are they going to go?
You know what, though? I would like it a little less if Randy Orton would not smile so much.
Yeah, because I keep thinking he's faking.
Yeah. I want him to be like more reluctant to be in this tag.
Here's what I want to happen. I want them to actually become a team. I don't want Randy Orton next week or the week after to turn on him anyway. Like, we're gonna wrestle WrestleMania Backlash. I don't want that. So I kind of feel like they're gonna wind up doing that anyway. Keep these guys as friends for months. But I think you have something.
Or maybe like Austin Mankind. Where
just I would keep these guys as friends. I wouldn't have Randy Orton turn on him. In fact, this is what I would do, but not anytime soon. I'd have Matt Riddle turn on Randy.
Maybe.
I just feel like Randy Orton eventually turning on him and cutting his, I'm the Viper, I'm an apex predator, bullshit, I'm a legend killer. I just feel like it's so fucking boring. And like, dude, like we've seen that a million fucking times.
Yeah. I actually, I would not break up this tag team for a good while. I think they got
it's
some
just so predictable for him to like eventually punt this guy in the fucking head. It's like, do something different.
For a shitty show, there's some legs on this tag team, so keep it.
It's like, what are you gonna do? Have Randy Orton just cut the same promo every week?
But knowing Junior, because this has legs, he's gonna cut the legs right off. He's gonna be like, no, it's not working. Just like the Hurt Business, it's not gonna work. It's like,
I don't like any of this.
Yeah, I heard somebody cheering. Shut it down. Start up.
If like it, it's over.
Start of the third hour, we get our fifth matches: Asuka, Lana, and Naomi versus Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, and Rhea Ripley, who is a heel. I didn't realize she was a heel.
Yeah, she's a heel. She hates women.
Now, oh man, a couple of things I noticed in this match. Number one, they are seriously wasting Naomi. Naomi was pretty good in this ring. She's got like this like good flow as a wrestler, and I was like, you know what I would do? I would put her on SmackDown and just make her a heel.
Yeah, they're never gonna do anything with Naomi.
Yeah, I would take off all the fucking clown makeup, like clown shit she has on. I would put her in dark clothes. That's what I would do. I would put her in dark clothes, but let her keep the glowing boots, right? And I would make her like a heel in Roman Reigns' stable.
Dude, they're never gonna do anything with her.
Yeah, I know, but they should do this. And
you know why they're never gonna do anything with her? Because the fans want them to do something with her.
I know. It's terrible because she's getting so fucking wasted in this. And the second thing I fucking realized is I think Corey Graves fucking cannot stand this fucking Burke Mork guy.
No, because I think he liked where he was on SmackDown. Now he's basically gonna play babysitter.
Yeah, there's this point in this match.
You know when this guy fucks up, you know who they come down on, right?
Yeah.
Corey Graves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're probably right. This guy, Burke, on commentary goes, oh, it's like TikTok or whatever. And then Corey Graves has to do this promo in the middle of the match that he about what's to come later on this match, later on the show, the main event. As soon as he's done with it, he goes, did you seriously compare tag team wrestling to TikTok? Right? And he's like, you could tell he's super fucking annoyed that this guy did this. And he goes, and then he's like, why would you, like, that is probably the stupidest thing I ever heard. Nobody ever would say that. And then I think Byron Saxon goes, maybe Lana would, right? And then he goes, you know what? Do you ever talk to her? And he goes, you know what? Never mind. He just drops it. He goes, you know what? Never mind. Like, you can tell he's annoyed. He's like, never mind. Forget it. Just drop it. And this match is fucking dumb as fuck. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke comes out. They get a fucking bucket of water. They throw it on Shayna Baszler. And then Nia Jax comes and fake slips in the water. Everyone's laughing, having a good time. Guess what? This doesn't fucking end the match in any way, in any way. We come back from commercial break and Rhea Ripley hits the Riptide on Lana, and then Nia Jax hits a leg drop on Lana for the bad guys to win. Thoughts?
It was what it was. It happened. The end.
It happened, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sonya confronts Mandy Rose and Dana Brooks. She goes, and this is the one part of this is another part of the show. I was like, at least they kept fucking continuity. Remember, Sonya and Mandy hate each other. Sonya goes, hey, I saw what you guys did. Shame on you for interrupting a match. That's why Mandy Rose, I'm choosing you to be Charlotte's opponent later tonight. I was like, at least that's continuity. It makes sense. Then comes the worst part of the show. Alexa Bliss with her doll Lily. And she goes, Lily is just like Beetlejuice. You got to say the name 3 times. Lily, Lily, Lily. And then they do this thing where they show you peaceful images and then they have the Lily doll do the jump scare. And that was it. That's basically all they did. This was fucking stupid. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
So I don't understand why they broke up. Why they broke up fucking Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. I don't understand. She hasn't done anything. Like I need to break away from Bray Wyatt. Why? So I can sit in the back every fucking week. Like and then Bray Wyatt just vanished. I'm so happy now, and then he vanished again. I don't understand what the point of any of this was.
She's got special powers too, right? Like she's had.
But what does she do? She's not doing anything with the fucking powers.
Well, yeah. Besides Lily, I guess this is such a dumb fucking thing. This is so fucking dumb,
dude. Dude, you could have just kept them together. Like you could have just had Bray Wyatt win and kept them together. Instead, you made everyone look like a fucking idiot after 9 months of that stupid fucking storyline. And now Bray Wyatt's just gone again, and fucking Alexa Bliss is like, "Hey, I'm a doll," and she has like work every week. So it's dumber and dumber with that fuck.
Yeah,
and they were over together. All the fucking we hated it, but at least the internet nerds liked it. Now it's like,
well, that's what happened.
I bet you anything they wanted Nikki Cross to wear to be the doll, and I have a feeling like they're having a hard time convincing her. I don't know why, but I feel like.
You know what I think happened? Junior found out people didn't like it, so he fucking get rid of it.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, I think they're like, we're gonna put you back on TV. You'll be the doll, and she's like, that's gonna like kind of really fuck me. And they're like, and now they're probably like, should we put someone else in the doll
outfit or? No, I don't think.
I think someone's gonna be the doll. I think someone's
when I look at someone like Nikki Cross, I doubt she'll be someone to turn something like that down.
Well, maybe she did it. Maybe they're like, someone's like, we're gonna make Nikki Cross the doll.
I think there's a lot of remember, whenever I shit on Raw or SmackDown or WWE, I don't ever think it's for segments that are stupid or whatever. I never think it's the wrestler. I always think
no. What I'm saying is, I think that.
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
I think a lot of the wrestlers who work there, they always are very positive in that. Just give me anything, I'll do it. So when they probably tell her, you're gonna be Lily. I can't picture her saying no.
Well, maybe if you let me, I was about to finish something. Maybe they want to be Lily, and Vince or someone in the back is like, think of other girls to be Lily. Like in other words, like maybe they want to pull someone from NXT to be Lily.
I think that, or they're like, no, we got to drag this out. We got to stretch it.
Yeah, we got to stretch it. I do think someone is coming out as Lily.
Yeah,
I don't think Lily's going to remain a doll. I think someone's going to be dressed up like a fucking doll and have to wrestle like that.
Or they're going to build up to it, and then at right the last minute when it's finally going to be like, Nikki Cross, you're going to get in this dress and you're going to wrestle as Lily, they're going to just fucking end it right before it happens.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they've done stuff like that. Remember with the whole Adam Rose with the bunny?
Like, but I think this outfit it's going to cost so much money to make this outfit that they're gonna commit at least a few months to it.
Maybe we'll see what happens.
The outfit's going to be pretty extravagant, so I think
they've cut bigger things. After they put some effort into
it. They really when they did the Firefly Funhouse, they went all in until the debut. They fucking
but okay, here's the thing. WWE booking is so fucking like weird. It's like I don't think anybody can really predict it. It's just such a fucking.
I don't know, but I think this is really.
I don't know. Be right.
There was no reason to break these two up. There was no reason.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what they're fucking doing, man. Like they stop things because they don't work. They stop things because they do work. They stop things before they finish it.
Dude. If they had just let Bray Wyatt...
They don't stop things when things stop. They just keep it going. I have no idea what they're fucking doing, man.
Dude, if they had just, like they fucking do things with Bray Wyatt that's, like, so counterproductive. If they for example, let Bray Wyatt win a few matches, he would already be, like, their Undertaker, but they just do such dumb shit with this guy.
You know how, like...
They go out and win and make him look so fucking dumb, and I don't understand that.
You know how, like, even in Impact, they had like a really shitty storyline in Wrestle House, but they eventually stopped it.
Yeah.
Like it's finally over. They don't ever fucking mention it. Even the fucking Roll of Money, they kind of turned into something else and they stopped it.
Mm-hmm.
WWE doesn't even do that sometimes. Yeah. Like this Bray Wyatt, they just keep it going even though it's like done, it should have been done a long time ago. They just keep it going. And then there's some things that are really good. And before you get to the finish line,
like Hurt Business.
Yeah. Or even like the whole Mandy Rose and the Otis and Dolph Ziggler storyline, before it gets to the finish, they just stop it right before you get to the end.
That really had a real end. It just
it's
and now Otis and Dolph Ziggler.
I don't know how they book things. It's very, very weird. It's
unpredictable. I've heard them say to writers, the fans don't remember, and also they don't give a shit. Like somebody was like, you can't make Horns. I think it was like, Hornswoggle can't be the anonymous GM because the anonymous GM did this, that, and the third to Hornswoggle. So why would Hornswoggle do it to himself? They're like, nobody remembers that or gives a shit. Just do it.
I'm probably
like,
sure
we do remember. We do give a shit.
You know what though? That makes more sense. That makes a lot of sense to how they book. Yeah. And so it seems logical. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So Charlotte, by the way, who's got a very nice looking new robe. She's going to be facing Mandy Rose in the next match number 6. She hits the natural selection for the win. This whole match, she's treating the referee Eddie Orenga like her bitch. She's yelling at him, and she's like, even after she wins, she's like, don't fucking touch me. Open the fucking ropes for me. I really think there's like a little fucking hidden message in this fucking thing.
You know? I don't know, but the point
it's too coincidental that it's a fucking Hispanic guy.
I hope they do build something. I think it's gonna be dropped by next week. But that was enough Charlotte for me for one night. So.
Yes, there was enough Drew and Braun too, but unfortunately, we're gonna get them one more time. Mm-hmm. 7th and final match: Drew versus Braun. If Braun wins, he's in the triple threat match, so which means he's gonna win. And transgender, trans rights, and Mace try to interfere. Which causes distraction for Drew, which allows Braun to hit power slam for Braun to win. So it's WrestleMania Backlash. It's going to be Drew, Braun, and Lashley in a triple threat match. Terrible show. Don't watch this. Anything you want to actually say about the last match?
No, it was horrible and boring. And now they made them. I was looking forward to Drew, Bobby Lashley again. I like those two when they wrestle. Now they've just ruined it with Braun Strowman. So even when they have something that's kind of interesting on this shitty show, they're like, how can we make it worse? And they added Braun Strowman.
Nobody should watch Raw. It's such a terrible show.
It's horrible.
I don't know how they're maintaining like 2 million. Like they're still like.
I think it's people like honestly, I think it's people like us who have nothing better to do on one day.
Yeah. Now let's talk about something that I thought was actually good. Impact's Rebellion pay-per-view. This I had low expectations, so maybe that's what made it good. But how did you feel about it?
I liked it, but I do feel like some of the booking decisions. Okay, again, they have done nothing to make the company look good, and I don't understand the logic behind any of this.
Yeah. Well, the
show was good, but at the end of the night, it's almost like Impact wants you to think they suck.
Yeah, what I noticed about this pay-per-view that made it different than the other ones, that actually probably why it was good, was this is one of the first ones where they were like, not everybody needs to be on the show.
Yes. The matches. No, there were a lot of great matches on this show, but like at the end, I think the message is very counterproductive.
Yeah, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and say the story's not over yet, so we'll see how it goes. But
we keep saying that. Keep saying that.
Hey, look how long they've dragged out Wrestle House. Let's give it some more time. We're gonna go to our first match. By the way, I didn't watch the pre-show.
There was nothing on the pre-show.
Yeah, no, I didn't know it was a match. There wasn't a Jessica Havoc match.
No.
Okay. It's TJP versus Ace Austin and Josh Alexander for the X Division title 3-way match. It is Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown on commentary. Matt Striker during this match goes, Ace Austin's mad because like, why is Josh Alexander getting a micro brawler and he's not? And then as soon as he says that, they advertise micro brawlers and they show you an Ace Austin micro brawler. And then D'Lo Brown goes, I have to correct you, man, but Ace Austin got his own micro brawl. He would have stopped talking about it. And then he goes, someone give me wrong information. This will probably be the only time. No, this is not the only time you're going to fuck up, okay? That's what I meant to say. There is some shenanigans between TJP and Madman Fulton. Madman Fulton trips up TJP at least 2 times. TJP has enough, and he fucking goes and starts retaliating to Madman Fulton. Ultimately, they're both outside the ring, which allows Josh Alexander to hit his divine intervention pile driver on Ace Austin for the win. He is now the new X Division champion. This is an okay opening match.
I thought it was great. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was like the best match I've seen of Josh Alexander.
I feel like I've seen this match. That's the only problem I had.
Thought, maybe it was because I was sick and I was like really paying attention, but I thought this was a very strong match for all three guys. And at the end of the night, I'm like, Josh Alexander should be the guy who beats Kenny Omega.
There was no real bad match on this whole show.
We'll get to that. I like this match a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think there was
this is either a tie for the best match tonight or definitely second place.
I think this was maybe second or third.
Okay.
I think there's a match. I think that's a little bit better than this match, and we're gonna get into it. They show Violent by Design talking in the back to somebody because Eric Young's gonna step back and someone else is gonna replace him. And we're gonna go to our second match. It is James Storm, Chris Sabin, Eddie Edwards, and Willie Mack versus Joe Doring, Rhino, and Diener from Violent by Design, and the debuting W. Morrissey, who is formerly known as Big Cass from WWE, and he's looking great. This guy is in probably the best shape I've ever seen it. Mm-hmm. Even when he was in WWE, he had some flab. This guy has like no ounce of fat, a great looking tan. He comes in, they start fighting. Matt Striker makes it a point to announce Impact Rebellion is trending on Twitter, number 2.
Number 2.
Yeah, I was like, don't fucking announce that, dude. It's not like, if you're not like,
we're number 7 on Twitter.
Yeah, because it makes them sound so stupid that they can't even be trending number 1. I was like, I don't want to fucking know if you're not number 1, you know? I will say this though, the commentary, there was a good point where there's that apron spot where the guy's walking on the apron and somebody always trips the fucking guy and the guy falls on his face in the apron. There's a spot where they're doing that, but Morrissey, he fucking like lunges up and he fucking trips the guy from his knees when the guy jumps. And they made a point to call that out. I think it was Chris Sabin. They were like, that's how tall Morrissey is. Most guys go for the ankles. He went for the knees because he's that fucking tall. And I was like, that's actually pretty good. They fucking called that out. So that was good on them. Morrissey hits the East River crossing finisher on Willie Mack for a win. Good match. And it's a good match. Good debut for Morrissey. I think this guy's perfect for Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they should bring in Enzo. I know a lot of fans don't like him. I think he's got talent. What else do you have to lose? You've established tonight that you're a fucking scrub of a company. Bring in Enzo. I think keep him Violent by Design. I don't like the name. I think they need to change the name. W. Morrissey sounds.
I think that's his real name. Right?
That is his real name. It sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. If you're gonna, you got to get rid of the W at least.
I think when they can tape in front of crowds, which at the rate they're going will be 4 people, even with 100% capacity allowed. I think Enzo should be back with him.
So I've watched his Chris Van Vliet interview. If you guys haven't watched it, please watch it. It's actually very, very good. The first 30 minutes is him talking about his recovery, and the next 30 minutes is about wrestling. But it's very good. It's very emotional. But one thing he does reveal in that is that Enzo is not wrestling.
Well, then
that's
Enzo can
probably
be
why.
Manager. Make Enzo's manager then.
Yeah, but he kind of was alluding to kind of like Enzo doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want to be a part of wrestling. That could change.
If I'm Impact, I want to make the call. What else do you have to lose? And I think there's a lot more money with these two guys together on TV. So
yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I'm not saying he shouldn't be there, but I'm just saying this is probably why Enzo's not showing. He seems to be kind of.
They're kind of like for example, if a company gets both iconics, you immediately put them together. You don't separate them like they do with these two idiots coming up anyway.
Yeah. So, So that was a good debut. I think this is a good spot for him.
Mm-hmm.
Here's something that I noticed during this match though. Joe Doring has done nothing since showing up.
No.
This
He
guy needs to
stands
be doing
there.
way more.
He just he just stands there. Eric Young has kind of ruined everybody in that group, which is why I hope W. Morrissey doesn't stay with them long. So
This guy, Joe Doring, he was like a main eventer in All Japan Pro Wrestling, and they mentioned this when he first came out.
And then he does nothing.
Like, this guy was killing it in All Japan Pro Wrestling and everything, and now he's doing fucking absolutely nothing. This is the dumbest fucking thing. Like, why did you even hire this fucking guy? And what I kind of have a little bit of fear that Morrissey in this fucking group is going to end up like him. And I'm like, you got to get him.
That's why I'm saying I hope he doesn't stay in the group long.
Dude, I think I would get him out of the group as soon as possible.
I would too.
Yeah. Get him out as soon as possible. Match number 3, it is Brian Myers versus Matt Cardona. At first, I was like, why are you having this stupid fucking match on the show? And I realized the reason why. A lot of people who do not watch Impact Wrestling are probably buying this pay-per-view, but they know who Brian Myers is and Matt Cardona is. They're like, oh, okay, 2 guys I know. So, because like every single match so far is like,
I know, but these 2 guys just stink of failure. I don't care if people know. It's better not have them on.
But I think that's why, like,
but I think these guys are just 2 losers.
Oh, can you let me finish sometimes? So I think, like, I'm not saying they're not losers. I'm just saying this is probably why they put this match on the show. You know, because they want to have these recognizable people on the show for people who are like tuning into, like, I've never seen Impact Wrestling, but I like Kenny Omega. Let me turn this shit on. Let me buy it. Oh shit, they've got fucking they got fucking Ryder on the show. All right,
I get what you're saying, but we already had Rhino, Eric Young, fucking who was the other guy in the good guy team, James Storm. We've had a ton of people that people already know. These 2 guys are a lot like Tommy Dreamer. They stink of failure in Loserville. So all you're doing, putting these guys on TV, is reminding you people that this is a shitty company.
And once again, I'm not arguing with you. Yeah. I'm just saying this is probably why they did it.
Okay.
There is a point where Matt Striker calls him Hawkins. I don't know if you caught that. He calls him Hawkins. I was like, oh God, Matt Striker. There is a cool spot though, but they quickly ruin it. Is where Matt Cardona does like a fucking flip and then he buckles his knee. The way he buckled his knee looked very good. I thought there was a split second where I was like, oh shit, that looked really fucking bad. But as soon as they fucking do the whole referee does the X and shit, I was like, all right, this is fucking fake. You know what I noticed the problem with Brian Myers and Matt Cardona is?
They suck.
They're too inside. They just too, like, everything from like I'm gonna call my finishing move the roster cut to, oh, get it, like, we're gonna fake an injury but we're gonna use the X, make it look as real as possible and shit. Like, it's just too inside. It's just fucking, like, it's stupid. I just think it's dumb.
I think they suck. I think they're garbage. I hate them.
Brian Myers hits the roster cut clothesline on Matt Cardona for the win. It is what it is. This is probably the weakest match on the show.
It was by far. It was horrible. It was unwatchable.
But I don't think it was like, even though it's the weakest match on the show, it's not as bad as some of the matches I watched on Raw. That's why I can't say it's a bad.
I think it's the same level. Same level.
I don't think it was the same level.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Same level. These guys stink. There's no future in these guys. Get rid of them.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I'm willing. When I watch sometimes a wrestling match, I'm willing to like I'm just willing to watch it go like just in that story. Mm-hmm. Is it in that match?
Sucked. It sucked even in this story. So sorry.
Okay, I disagree. I
hated it. It was horrible. Yeah. Unwatchable.
It was the worst match on the show.
It was unwatchable.
Then we get Gia Miller. She's interviewing Tony Khan. He's got Aubrey Edwards, Tony Schiavone, and Jerry Lynn, and they're talking about, oh, we're gonna bring in our own referee, Aubrey Edwards, and Aubrey Edwards is like fucking hamming it up for the fucking camera. Scott D'Amore comes out, and this guy is normally the most annoying piece of shit, but he's not in this segment. This is one of the first and few times where his appearance actually makes sense, where he was like, hey man, you didn't have to bring your own referee. We know what we're doing over here. And Tony's like, no, I really want my referee. And it makes sense because these are 2 wrestling companies, and they're fighting to see who's going to be taking both belts. They both kind of want their own referee there. I get it. That kind of made sense. And Scott D'Amore was trying to use Brian Hebner, and Tony Khan was like, what's your last name? You're not going to screw you. Surprisingly, Tony Khan makes Scott D'Amore super likable. It's fucking weird.
Yeah, this was okay. So it got the job done. You know, Brian Hebner kept looking nervous into the camera, and I thought like he was foreshadowing that he was going to do something, and then that never went anywhere. But you notice how he kept looking like he was like going to shoot his, like he was shitting his pants.
I think Brian Hebner lost a lot of confidence once he got fired from the WWE.
Okay, maybe.
He always he never recovered. He's like one of those guys who never recovered.
Did Brian Hebner, I don't think Brian Hebner ever worked for WWE.
He did.
Dad did.
No, Brian Hebner did. He was, remember that Hebner kid with the funny tongue? Because he would do the beatbox.
Let me see.
Yeah, he was on SmackDown, and Taz used to call him. He's the Hebner kid with the funny tongue. He would do the beatbox and stuff. And I know like a lot of times when wrestlers get fired, some of them can't recover. And he's somebody, even though he was not a wrestler, just a referee, he never recovered from getting fired. He just kind of sucked in TNA, and then he kind of got forgotten about, and then Impact has recently brought him back, but he does never look the same. He was a good referee in WWE too. It's a shame. We go to match number 4, Fire and Flava versus Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering for the Impact Women's Tag Team Championship. Jazz is now a manager who comes out with Grace and Rachel. Rachel hits the Fisherman mat slam on Kiera Hogan. We have new tag team champions. This was not a bad match. I like this match. I thought the story they told was really good. Fire and Flava was a little faster. Jordynne Grace was the best in this match. She was throwing the girls down with a lot of force, using her power. It was like power versus speed. And Fire and Flava really had the upper hand because they were using a lot of tag team maneuvers. It wasn't until Jordynne Grace and Rachel Ellering started working as a team that they really got the upper hand and they started winning the match. I thought this was a good storytelling match. So I like this match a lot.
Rachel Ellering looks horrible.
If you don't think about that and then just look at the match, the storytelling of the match, it's actually pretty good.
Dude, it's embarrassing. Like how do they not tell these people not to dress like how do you just like whatever? Like, dude, look, I get it. I'm not saying that like you can have any body type you want, but you gotta present yourself in a flattering way.
Okay, yeah. Here's the thing. It's the gear. It's really the gear.
It's the gear.
Yeah, it's
but
the
Jessica
gear.
Havoc looks great, and Nia Jax looks great now. It's the way you present yourself, bro.
I mean, it's not. I mean, I could. I was just watching. You could just like. Can't you just like? How do you not look past? I could just look past. I'm just watching.
No, I can't. It's offensive. It's offensive.
Oh, that's really funny you say that. Like,
because it's like, well, then why can't I be in the ring with my belly out? Like, why can't anyone just be? You know, it's just like, dude.
When you texted me that, it was the funniest thing I read. It's like it's offensive. I'm like,
because it's like I paid $40 and you're just wearing the worst fucking unflattering gear. Like, come on, man.
I understand what you're saying.
They all know how it looks. Nobody doesn't know how it looks. Really? Oh, like Scott Demore's like, wait, what? Her belly's out? I didn't know. Everyone knows. Everyone sees it. But it's like, can you just wear a different top? These people pay $40 fucking for this. It's just little things like that. It's like, but then if you say anything, body positive, and I'm look, if she likes having a gut, that's fine. But just cover it up because it's just outrageous to be in a wrestling ring like that. I don't care, be positive, but also you should look, I'm happy with myself, but I'm not gonna fucking run around dressed like He-Man. If I do, I expect criticism. Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh my god, I was being so mean. I'm dressed like fucking He-Man. How could everybody be so mean to me? Get out of here, man.
Yeah, this match was good though. I like the match.
It was okay.
Jordynne Grace was really good.
Fire and Flava. Ever since somebody tweeted dollar store Sasha Banks, I can't unsee.
I thought Jordynne Grace
did good. She always does good. She's great. I like her a lot.
You know, when I was watching this match, I was like, she needs to leave. this right away. I was like, this girl, even
She
her
does a good
gear,
job. I don't think she wants to take this seriously.
even her gear is great, man.
Dude,
The fucking the dark, it's like a dark onesie, but she's got all this glitter on it, so it looks like it's lit up the whole time. And
I don't think she could take the WWE nonsense. I don't think.
No, I don't think she can. But she's supposed to be. You know who she? You know what kind of wrestler she is? She's like the kind of wrestler who knows her role. Meaning
she should have been the one they gave the spotlight to, not Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, but she's like, I'm supposed to be the powerhouse, and she wrestles like the powerhouse. Yeah. Like she was just throwing fucking bodies hard too. I was like, this girl fucking knows what she's doing.
And look, like she's a thick woman. I think she's very sexy, but like she knows how to present herself. That's all. Just present yourself.
Yeah. I like this match. I thought this was maybe the second best match of the night. I really did. I enjoyed this match.
No.
I thought the storytelling was good. But yeah, no, it's okay.
I need a different type of storytelling. This is just insane. It's just little things like that. Just like look, WWE, they're not going to let someone walk out. I'll tell you why. Because Vince can be like, not only does it make the company look bad, it makes you look bad. And we want you to look like a superstar, not a star, a superstar. It's for their own good that they're so judgmental about people's bodies. It's for your own good. We want you to look larger.
They do. No, there's some wrestlers who.
I know you always say Ember Moon. It's not like that, bro.
No, not just her. Even male wrestlers. There's a lot of guys
who has Otis, but like he doesn't have his. But like that's his.
No, not just Otis. Like Sami Zayn's not in the best shape.
But his gimmick is he's a nerd. But it's not an unflattering shape.
Let me see who also doesn't have a fucking shirt on that's like not in good shape. That's on their team.
Who has a beer gut? Is there any wrestler that has a beer gut besides Otis, whose whole body is? I think he sculpts his body to look like that. So anyone else besides Otis has a fucking beer gut. Anyone, please give me someone right now. That's not like being marketed as someone with a beer gut. Like Kevin Owens probably has a beer gut. You don't see it. He wears extra large shirts and a fucking singlet underneath. He's not like walking out with his beer belly. Come on, bro.
Oh man. All right.
If they, dude, like, yeah, Kevin Owens probably has that gut. You don't.
Okay, to be fair, we also do equally shit on Joey Janela for his terrible body. And who else do we? What's his name? Eddie Kingston. We fucking always talk about.
Too. But you know what? Even Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston doesn't have his fucking stomach out, bro.
Eddie Kingston needs to get better gear.
At least like he's not like just like here's my belly. He's hiding it. I don't know.
Oh, he's not doing anything.
Sure, she's a beautiful flower.
All right, we go to match number 5. This was last man standing. So you got to get up by the 10 count. It's Trey Miguel versus Sammy Callahan. The draw, guys. He's the draw. Right away, Sammy takes Trey from the ring and just throws him outside the ring, and he falls so hard. I was like, Jesus. Trey Miguel just gets his ass kicked a whole bunch by Sammy Callahan. This kind of match is like right in Sammy Callahan's wheelhouse. So this is actually enjoyable. He takes a wrench and he puts it in Trey's mouth and he fucking like stretches his mouth out. They take a table, they turn it upside down, and he throws Trey Miguel on one of the legs of the table. Sammy Callahan dick grabs Trey Miguel. I'm not making this up. He fucking dick grabbed him. And then ultimately, even though Sammy did all this terrible shit, Trey Miguel hits basically one fucking cutter on a table for him to get up before Sammy Callahan for the win. It was all right. It wasn't the worst match on the show, you know. That was Brian Myers and Matt Cardona, but it was all right. It was all right. I didn't, like I said, I think everybody kind of was like, I'm going to try to bring out our A game for this show, and I was like, yeah.
I thought this was the best Sammy Callahan match I've seen in a while.
Yes. It was like this kind of match is like right. Is
not that it was that great, but it was his best match.
Yeah, this is the kind of match I expect from Sammy Callahan. You know?
He's the draw.
Yeah, like it's like there's it's like a garbage match. There's a lot of debris and shit in the ring, you know? And I can't take Sammy Callahan in a straightforward wrestling match.
Yeah.
Is the best way to say it. He looks like a fucking brawler garbage person. So I get what they're trying to do with Trey. They're trying to make him look
like a badass.
Yeah, like a badass. Did it work for you?
Yeah. I mean, it was a very good match for Sammy Callahan and this guy. So
yeah. Gia Miller interviewing Rich Swan. Rich Swan's talks. What did you think about his promo?
He sucks.
It was all right. Yeah, it was just like, yeah, dude. There's no like heart. I think I don't know, why was there no heart in his promo? Is it because
he shouldn't have been the guy that was in this position? He shouldn't have been. I'm sorry, he shouldn't have been.
But they had no. You know what it was? It was like they had no other option.
I don't know. I kind of feel like
I know we say Moose, but I feel like Moose is the guy who's supposed to win it back.
I don't know. I kind of feel like now it should be Josh Alexander. I don't know. I just feel like this guy was just not exciting. I mean, nobody. I mean, can you imagine if this had been like Samoa Joe or fucking? I'm trying to think of people that were there.
Do you think Eddie Edwards would have been better in this role?
Yes.
Yeah, because
he's Mr. TNA.
When I was watching this, and we'll get to it, I felt like it should have been Eddie Edwards, but I think that based on what happened later on, I feel like he's probably going to be his first opponent to try to win it back.
Yeah, but I do think that like that would have been more of a because it should have felt like AEW. They should have got a guy who represents Impact Wrestling.
Yeah, which is Eddie Edwards way more.
It's the guys that represent to me, the guys that are like their Impact Wrestling are Eric Young, James Storm, Sammy Callahan, and the Draw, and Eddie Edwards. Those are the four guys.
And Chris Sabin.
Chris Sabin, yes. Yeah. And if he was still wrestling Alex Shelley. Those are the six guys that, like, to me represent. Rich Swan doesn't represent Impact to me. He's just like, he's only there because he punched his fucking wife or whatever. And
yeah. No, I don't disagree with you.
I feel like, he's not the guy I would have to represent. I would have found a way to get the belt. And Moose is also, I guess you could also put him in.
Yeah, Moose. I know what you mean, because the guys who really got nationwide exposure from Impact Wrestling, those are the guys who really
I think like Eddie Edwards versus Kenny Omega is like a match you didn't think you were going to see because Eddie Edwards is never leaving Impact. So it's like, you can do it later, but like I think it would have been better for imagine Kenny Omega taking the belt from Eddie Edwards. That's like,
no, you're right. It would have been more impactful. Yeah. I agree. We're gonna go to match number 6. It is the Good Brothers versus Finn Juice for the tag team titles. Juice Robinson hits the small package on Doc Gallows for the win. Not a bad match. This was all right. It was
fine.
This was better than I thought their first match.
I never saw that. I didn't see that. It's fine. I really feel like Juice Robinson has fallen off. Like there used to be a lot of heat on him, and I don't think anyone gives a shit.
You know what it is? He got too goofy. Yeah. He does too many goofy things now. I don't know why he's going so goofy, but he wasn't when back in the first time a lot of people really were exposed to him was when they were watching New Japan because of Kenny Omega and Okada, right? Yeah. And he was like this, like, who's this like baby faced, like, non-Japanese guy who's like trying his best to like beat these guys. And he wasn't the joke then, but now he's like this, I'm a goofy fucking, he's like, you know what they're becoming like? They're becoming like the Good Brothers, where they're like, we're joking around and shit. I'm like, dude, I don't want to fucking see that shit from you guys,
I don't.
Especially if you're not good at it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But I will say this was better than their first match they had. They won, so good for them.
Yeah.
Gia Miller. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. You want?
They won. Yeah.
Okay. Gia Miller is interviewing Don Callis, and Don Callis is talking, and Don Callis with the line of the night. She's talking about how he's got family, Kenny Omega's family, and he goes, "Did you see what Rich Swan said when he had family? Talking about 2 wrestlers in the back." He goes, "There is no lowest form of life than a wrestler." I was like, "Yep, Don, that's exactly right. Wrestlers are pieces of shit, guys." Okay. We know this because wrestlers often refer to themselves as a piece of shit. And the fucking work is that they're fooling you guys, the marks, and they're thinking that they're cool people and they're good people, but they're not. They are the lowest forms of life, according to Don Callis. I thought this was a good promo. What did you think?
Yeah, it's fine. It's the same shit he does.
Match number 7, Deonna Purrazzo versus Tennille Dashwood for the women's title, the knockout title. Tennille Dashwood and fucking Caleb with a K come out with matching gear. I thought it looks great. This orange plaid look, awesome looking thing. Decent match. Deonna Purrazzo hits Deonna is the best top 3 women they have wrestlers there right now are Deonna Purrazzo, Jordan Grace, and Jessica Havoc. Those 3 are like can fucking go.
I thought this was a great match. I think it was the best match since she got to Impact.
Tennille was good in this as well.
It was really good, especially because it's heel versus heel. It was really good. I enjoyed this match quite a bit. Very good match.
Tennille, Deonna Purrazzo hits the Queen's Gambit for the win. Afterwards, she's beating on Tennille when all of a sudden the shittiest fucking entrance music hits. And it's
but I really like her. I know.
Her music sucks. They got to get her brand new music. Taylor Wilde comes out, dressed like fucking Lacey Evans. And I was like,
I know, but I think she's hotter than Lacey Evans. Sorry. I'm a big Taylor Wilde fan.
I'm glad Taylor Wilde's there, but you got to change the music and you got to change the gear because she is just like that red, white, and blue Lacey Evans bullshit.
I think she's supposed to be like a red, white, and blue punk, but I get what you're saying.
That doesn't even make any sense to me. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I like seeing her back. So
yeah, this is. If you were gonna debut her, this is the perfect show to do it.
And she's in shape. I mean, did you notice her stomach?
Yeah, no, she's in shape. she's an old TNA wrestler, so she's slightly recognizable. Yeah, and a show where probably a lot of people are buying it. This is a good place to debut her, which I thought was great. Smart idea.
I always thought like she was very underutilized in the past. So hopefully
why did she leave?
Firefighter. She became a firefighter.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Good
Dude,
for her.
she was working at Sunglass Hut while she was the champion. Like, that's how little money.
That's how low they were paying her?
Yeah.
That's fucking terrible, dude.
And one time, when he was in a storyline for the TNA title, somebody walked into Subways and Chris Sabin was working there.
That's fucking terrible, dude. That's fucking terrible. All right. That's fucking terrible. I did not know that. That is...
Well, that Chris Sabin worked at Subways?
While he was like champion? That's fucking terrible.
He was like in a storyline with Bubba Ray for the title or something.
Oh my God, it's fucking terrible. All right, now we're going to talk about the 2 best parts of the show. We have Matt Striker and Matt Striker and D'Lo Brown. And by the way, besides those couple of things I mentioned, they're actually doing a pretty decent job on commentary so far, the whole show. And then they start mentioning all the shows they have lined up. They have like Against All Odds coming up in fucking May or whatever the fuck it is. And then they go in July. We're doing Slammiversary where we're going to change the industry once again. They do a fucking teaser. And they do these fucking really quick cuts. And in these cuts, you see Samoa Joe, the Australian flag, Mickey James, and Okada. Did you catch all that?
Yeah.
Now, the first thing you're going to say is, oh, all these guys are going to come in based on that. But also, people who are listening, keep in mind, they did this last fucking year. Yeah. They had the Bulgarian flag. They showed everybody who was fucking fired, but they only hired like Eric Young. So
also, Heath Slater, baby.
Yeah, Heath Slater.
And the fucking, what are they called? The Bullet Club guys. And
yeah.
EC3.
Good Brothers, EC3, Eric Young, and Heath Slater. So doesn't mean they're going to necessarily hire everybody, but I thought this was a really nice.
I definitely think if you can only hire a few people, bring back Chelsea Green because she has an established character, bring in the Iconics, and bring in Samoa Joe. You don't need to bring anyone else.
I think, man, when they showed Okada, I was like, I wonder if he's just going to come in just as like, I'm going to come in, I'm going to beat the shit out of everybody, and I'm going to go back home.
I think this is building towards Kenny Omega going after New Japan. At least that's what I hope it's building towards. And is Okada, I don't watch New Japan. I only watch once a year. Is Okada even in the title hunt right now?
Yeah, because what's his name? Will Ospreay's the champion, and he challenged Okada.
Who do you think would be better to have it like if they had a match in for like all the gold, either in Okada or Will Ospreay? What would draw better? You think? To unify,
it would definitely be Okada. Definitely be Okada, and the reason why is because
they have a history.
They have a history, yeah. That's just it.
Well, that's why I thought it was insane to get the belt off his little boyfriend, the Golden Lover boy. What's his name?
Ibushi. Yeah, but you know what? They were not doing well with him as champion.
Yeah, I know, but like I just thought that would have been like he takes all the belts and then he comes for his little boyfriend, and it's like I don't love you anymore. I love these belts. Like you've turned to the dark side. What have you done? I don't know. Is that how Ibushi talks? I know you turn to the dark side.
No, that's exactly how he talks. Yeah.
You're supposed to be a golden lover. I'm no more. I love my belts. And like,
yeah. Okay.
Like,
so
it's this quote. It'd be a great story that Kota Ibushi, who used to be his best friend, has to destroy him. That would be a great story.
How do we know they're not going to do that?
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
But I would have Kenny Omega take the NWA belt. That's I think the next thing. He takes Aldis's belt, and then I'd have Kenny Omega take the MLW belt, and then he goes to New Japan, and he challenges. They make the match with Will Ospreay, and instead it's Ibushi. Ibushi somehow gets the belt back, and then Ibushi is the last thing standing.
I think they're gonna take the ROH belt, and the reason why is during this main event, Matt Striker he lists a whole bunch of current champions during the match. I don't know if you caught that, but one of them mentioned was Roosh. He mentioned.
I mean, Ring of Honor would be cool. I would go after NWA next. They're not doing. They already have a thing. I don't think that would. Honestly, I don't think it would hurt them to have Nick Aldis lose the belt to Kenny Omega for a little bit. I don't think it would hurt them at all.
This is I don't know if this is a popular opinion, but I think all the companies should say yes to this. And there's a reason why.
Well, I'll tell you why they should say yes and say no. But let's talk. Well, give me your reason why.
Because look what it's done for Impact. You might say that their Twitch numbers hasn't done anything, but you know what? Their pay-per-view numbers have been doing good. Whenever time Kenny Omega's on it, right? So even for that little bit of a spike, just do it. This money.
Here's the only problem. Here's the only problem. There's the only problem with this is that they have been made to look complete fucking idiots. And when this is done, if they do not get some type of revenge, not a little revenge, major revenge, this is going to be all for nothing. Because even if, let's just say Kenny Omega loses the belt to Eddie Edwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
And next month, and then you never see Kenny Omega again. If that's all that happens, it's not worth it because you clearly established your second place. On Wednesday, this is what I would have agreed. This is the only reason I would have agreed to this. On Wednesday, and if they didn't put their foot down when Tony Khan, they're fucking idiots. Impact has to attack AEW. They have to. If Tony Khan said no, I would have been like, well, then we're pulling out of this. We're pulling out of this. You've got to give us something. You've got to give us something.
No, there's definitely a possibility this is gonna fuck them up, but like,
can you imagine?
Are you watching? Are you gonna watch the next Ring of Honor pay-per-view?
No. But I was already watching Impact, dude. I was already watching it.
If Kenny Omega, let's just say the next pay-per-view, they were like, Kenny Omega is gonna go on.
No, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it, right? That's why I would say do it.
Because I like him. I'm not gonna. What do you say? If Kenny Omega is not.
No, let me see. This is what I mean. Okay, so.
Dude, I'm gonna watch it whether Kenny Omega's there or not. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay, so
stop saying like you only watch it because of Kenny Omega. That's not true.
No.
I was the one who wanted to do an Impact pay-per-view before this fucking retard showed up.
I can't even get a fucking word in.
Okay, because you're making a point that doesn't.
No, I was asking you a fucking question, you dumb.
What's the question? No, I'm not gonna order.
See, here you go. You don't get a word. You don't get a word. And I just fucking kind of speak and you fucking interrupt me. No, I'm just asking you a fucking question, you fucking asshole.
Ask me the question.
Are you gonna interrupt me? Okay, so if you weren't gonna order the next pay-per-view, but if they did the storyline where Kenny Omega was like, I want to do title for title against Roosh for Ring of Honor title as well in a pay-per-view, would you watch that?
No.
Okay, so so if they do that, you're not gonna watch it. We're not gonna review it.
I don't watch Ring of Honor anymore.
Okay, all right. I was checking. All right.
No, we don't cover it anyway. And like, half the time their pay-per-views at weird times. No, I'm not gonna watch it. I didn't watch the AAA with Kenny Omega beat Laredo Kid, did I?
No, I don't think you did. No,
I like Impact.
I just asked you a question. That's fine.
Okay.
You gave me your
Dude,
answer.
the next Impact pay-per-view could be Rachel Ellering and Kimberly and an eat-off for 3 hours. I'm probably gonna order it. So
Okay. All right. Okay, I was just checking.
okay.
All right, so we're gonna go to match number 8. Kenny Omega versus Rich Swan, title for title. They get Mauro Ranallo back on commentary for this, and this was a great touch. I thought Mauro was back to his old self.
Well, I'll tell you this. He's
Okay.
way more suited for AEW than he is WWE NXT. I do think they should get rid of Jim Ross and put Mauro in his place.
Yeah, you know what I would say? They need to fucking put him on Impact Wrestling. Because
No, I think him calling Kenny Omega's matches adds a real touch to it.
yeah, but okay, yes, that's true. But man, he made this feel so much bigger
Yes,
than it really is.
This was the best I've heard in
This
years.
is the best commentary I've heard Impact have in years.
Well, this is the best he's been in years.
Yeah, Mauro has slowed it down, and he's back to his old self. He's letting his co-commentators. Yeah, he lets them get a word in. He lets them fucking talk. He dropped all those stupid fucking pop culture puns that he was doing on NXT. He stopped doing that. He just called the fucking match. And this had Kenny Omega comes out with his Good Brothers and Don Callis. Rich Swan comes out with Eddie Edwards and Willie Mack. And what do you call it? They start having a match. Rich Swan does fuck up a couple of times, and they're both top rope moves. And when they were doing it, I was watching it going, why are they even doing this fucking move?
I bet you anything Rich Swanson would do it.
Because they were both looking really dumb as they were setting it up. And I was like...
Someone pointed out that Rich Swan was gassed very early into the match.
Yes, he was. He was.
It's just another reason why... First of all, this is the best match on the show. This was a great match. This was way better than the barbed wire match. Rich Swan is a better opponent for Kenny Omega than Dean Ambrose, John Moxley, whatever the fuck they call him. Kenny Omega needs to stop doing WWE gimmick shit and stick to matches like this.
This was, even with those botches, this was the best match of the night.
This was the best. Yeah, and this
was like a 23-minute match.
Yeah.
And I don't think, Rich Swan, there was a couple times like he looked fucking, like he was just, he looked fucking tired. Like he looked beat. And
he's not, I'm not a Kenny Omega lover, but he's not even close at his level, bro. This is like,
yes, dude, you're right.
This is like saying to like, I don't mean to shit on this guy. This is like saying to like fucking I'm trying to think here. This is like saying to fucking Humberto Carrillo, you're gonna have a 45-minute WrestleMania main event with Roman Reigns, and you're gonna almost win. And it's like Humberto Carrillo's a great wrestler, but it would just overwhelm him. He couldn't do it. Yeah,
it was.
He's not ready.
That second botch they did, where it looked like he was supposed to do. Like, looked like Kenny Omega was trying to give him, like, he had him in the electric chair on the top rope, and they maybe was supposed to do, like, the One Wing Angel, and Rich Swan was supposed to do, like, a reverse Hurricane Rana, and they fuck it up. I thought Kenny Omega, I was like, he could have gotten crippled.
Yeah.
I was like, can you imagine Tony Khan sitting there? By the way, him, Jerry Lynn, and Tony Schiavone are sitting at ringside. Can you imagine like if that happened? It would have been like, I can't believe I lost my biggest star to this shit company.
Oh, that's what you get.
Yeah. There is a ref bump. There's a ref bump, and Brian Hebner, who's refereeing, he takes a cutter, which brings Aubrey Edwards, but she plays it fucking straight down the middle, takes away the chair from Kenny Omega, and then Kenny Omega still ultimately hits the One Wing Angel on Rich Swan. The commentary was good in this match. The match itself was good. Kenny Omega they mentioned that he is the AAA champion, the fucking Impact champion, and the AEW champion, but he did not have the AEW, the AAA Mega Championship.
Yeah, he should come out with all the belts on Wednesday.
Is he? Yeah. Why didn't he bring the fucking?
They should. If they downplay this win, I'll tell you what. I'll just say this to Impact Wrestling. Number one, this was a great match. Number two, probably one of the best matches in Impact Wrestling history. Number three, though, if they downplay this win on Dynamite, I would pull out of the deal immediately. And I would say, we're vacating the belt, we're going to have a tournament, and just pull out of the fucking deal. If they don't make this a big deal on Dynamite. I'm telling you right now, if they don't make this a big deal Wednesday night, they're never going to make anything they do on Impact a big deal, and this is kind of stupid to do.
Oh man, that's the sad part is there's a very good possibility they will downplay.
The show needs to start with Kenny Omega walking out with every fucking belt and just having a speech about how great he is. And if they downplay it, if like he walks out for some other reason, like, oh yeah, over the weekend, because Jim Ross just buries Impact. Yeah, I guess over the weekend he won the Impact title. If they just do it like that, there was no fucking point to any of this. And I would literally get on the phone and be like, we're done, we're out. Because Wednesday's live. And I would literally pull whatever episode you had on Thursday and just show a best of. And at the end of the best of, be like, the TNA Championship Committee has stripped Kenny Omega of the title. There was a rule established by Jeff Jarrett that you couldn't work for the company. We forgot about this rule. He's no longer champion. You'll never see him again. We're going to have a tournament next week. I would literally do that. I would pull the entire fucking show.
Is Dynamite live this week?
What?
Is Dynamite live this week?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be very interesting. I gotta watch that. I gotta see what happens.
It's one thing, like if they go like we want to interfere on Wednesday, and Tony O'Connor's like, okay, but if they fucking downplay this, if they just like fucking Excalibur just kind of mumbles it under his breath, fucking pull the deal. Because I guarantee you, at the end of this, whatever you think this is doing for you, at the end of this, this company is gonna be worth dog shit. It's already worth dog shit. It's gonna be worth double dog shit.
The scary part is, like, there is a very strong possibility what you said.
I know.
It's a very strong possibility.
This match is great, but it's all about the follow-up. And
yes.
The good. Look, I'll say this about WWE East. Remember when they were crossing over in the 90s, ECW and WWE?
Yes.
So ECW would get victories. Like, if you watch the old shows, there would be, like, Doug Furnace, and it was Furnace and LaFawn. But Furnace and LaFawn would go there as Team WWF and get the shit kicked out of them. And fucking, and then you even had like Rob Van Dam beat Jeff Hardy on Raw in 97. This is in 97. But you had like Vince is kind of putting over ECW on commentary.
Yeah.
They're not doing, and then there was no reason for them to do that. I mean, there is. Vince had money, but we didn't know that. But they're not doing any of that for Impact. They're not doing any.
No, they're not. They're not. That's why I'm saying what you're saying is there's a strong possibility they're gonna fucking downplay it because there's two ways to go, and you said a very important line. It's all about the follow-up.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing, and we're gonna have to see. But other than that, good fucking rebellion. It was so cute.
Can I tell you, fucking the storyline of Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi fighting for everything, that's great. But on the way to that happening, he can take the belts, but these companies have to kind of look like they're halfway decent. They don't have to like destroy AEW, but you can't have. I think the one thing that might prevent Power and Ring of Honor is seeing how bad Impact Wrestling looks. And it's like, we don't need to be established as a bitch company compared to you guys.
You have to give up at least a fight.
Yeah.
And Impact hasn't even given up a fight.
But dude, what if like Rich Swan beating one of the Young Bucks on it Dynamite? Or fucking Eddie Edwards defeating fucking Jack Swagger on Dynamite? Just something. Give them something.
How about even just shitting on AEW on commentary?
Be like,
saying like having a
complimentary.
Yeah, having a reply back to these ads that they were doing. You know, like, oh, Tony O'Connor, you want to shit on me? Well, thanks for the fucking money you're giving us. We're gonna take your money, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna, like, I don't know, fuck with you somehow. Like, there's no retaliation.
No, even when WWE and ECW doing the crossovers, Jerry Lawler would shit on ECW, but Paul Heyman and Tommy Dreamer and those guys would go right back on the ECW show about how shitty WWE was.
Exactly.
Like they were working together. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. There's no fight, and that's what makes me think kind of thinking was like, there's no way these guys are just fucking stupid. But we'll see.
Something has to happen Wednesday.
Something has to happen.
Something has to happen. It can't. If fucking Impact is all about this Kenny Omega thing, and on Dynamite they're just like, man, you want a belt.
Which possible, yeah.
It's a waste of fucking time. He won a belt. Now here's Jungle Boy, Jungle Jack Perry, training for his match next week where he's gonna take on Dax Hardwood.
I would say you do not need to watch this full show, but you should watch this last match. That's what I would say.
Watch the last match and the first match, and the Deonna Purrazzo match is also very good.
Yeah.
Do not watch Brian Myers. He should be more.
All right.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll be back with fucking I'm too busy. I was gonna say Power, but I don't have time to watch it. And even if you DVR'd it, we're gonna be back with just NXT tomorrow night. Hopefully you guys will tune in. This was a long episode, but we had a lot to cover. Yeah. So you okay, Andrew Lee, bro?
Yeah. No, I thought you were.
I'm shutting off now. Okay.
Okay.
I thought someone broke into your house. Okay, bye.
No.